It's Monday, so that means it's time for our weekend box office report, brought to you by our friends at AMC Theatres. The newest Marvel film, the final installment of Marvel's Phase 2 movies, Ant-Man, opened in at the #1 spot, making an estimated $58 million, earning an A cinemascore, 92% audience rating, and an 80% critic rating. This puts Ant-Man as the second lowest opening weekend for a Marvel film, but Marvel's 12th consecutive opening in first place. Coming in at the #2 position is Minions. Dropping 56% from last week, the animated film pulled in another estimated $50 million to bring its 2-week total up to $216 million domestically. In third spot is the new R-rated comedy Trainwreck starring Amy Schumer and directed by Judd Apatow, bringing in $30 million, while Inside Out dropped to the #4 spot, bringing in $11.6 million. Rounding out the top 5 is Jurassic World, making an additional $11.4 million to bring its domestic total up to $611 million. John, what stands out to you about this week's box office report?
Well, a couple things stand out. Number one, Ant-Man coming in #1, 12th consecutive from Marvel. Congratulations. Not far off. I predicted Ant-Man to be 65. There are some people I'm reading online says it should have been a $100 million movie. Nobody in their right mind thought Ant-Man was going to be a $100 million movie. It deserves to be a $100 million movie. You saw the film finally last night. I want to get your impressions in a second, because I think the movie is just spectacular. I love Ant-Man. I think it's fantastic. Amy Schumer's Trainwreck making $30 million. Nice turn in. I wasn't quite sure. Amy Schumer, while she has a following, is not exactly a household name. And Bill Hader is not known as a film lead, as a cinematic lead. To see them and making $30 million opening weekend for a simple R comedy, nicely done. And I like the film. I think it's quite funny. Weak third act, but it finishes strong, and the first 2 acts are totally gold. What is really quite interesting, though, is Jurassic World coming in at #5, making another $11.4 million. The legs on this movie are crazy. Like, not only were we all stunned by its opening weekend, I have been stunned because I think Jurassic World is a good movie. I was entertained. You saw my review for it. I'm entertained by it. I liked it, but I didn't think it was that good. Like, it's good, but it's not a great movie per se. For it to have the legs that it's had is more than impressive. And on Mailbag last weekend, somebody asked me, do you think that Jurassic World can catch Titanic for the #2 all-time worldwide thing? And I said, no, I don't believe it has any chance to do that. And I said, I'm not even totally sure it'll catch Avengers for the #3 spot. Well, guess what? It's now only $6 million behind Avengers for the #3 spot. It's going to catch Avengers. So kudos to them for that. I still say it's not going to catch Titanic for the #2, but lots of great things in the weekend. Strong box office this weekend. Amy Schnepp, first of all, you finally saw Ant-Man. Yeah. I know you've been trying to see Ant-Man. Yeah. Your schedule's been so packed. Your thoughts on Ant-Man and what stands out to you about the box office?
I absolutely loved Ant-Man. I could not believe how much I loved it. I love the character Ant-Man. I've said this before. When I was in college, me and a really good friend wrote an Ant-Man. I wrote an Ant-Man comic. He drew it. He passed away. So it was seeing Ant-Man was like hard for me in a certain sense, because it was like a good pal of mine who loved that character isn't around to see this film. This film was so funny and so entertaining on every aspect of it. Michael Douglas's incredible performance. The script writing, just little nods that I know Adam McKay like threw in there. Or one of the sweaties, like Peyton Reed was like, when he's like, it's like Tales to Astonish, like, like mentioning the first appearance that Ant-Man, just little things like that are there for all the sweaties. Also, just the story alone, totally involved. Paul Rudd is an incredible actor, and he's so funny. He makes you really believe everything that he did in this film. I can't say strongly enough, if you have not seen Ant-Man, go see it. I think it's in my top 3 favorite Marvel films. That's with Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. Fantastic, incredible film. Peyton Reed did a great job directing it.
I'm curious. Michael Pena, to me, was a total surprise.
So funny.
Was he not good in that?
So enjoyable. So enjoyable. Every scene that he's in. Every scene, in fact, especially that, like, and so my friend said, and then when they introduced this kind of like little storytelling technique in the beginning,
that is,
and it's such a good, when it comes back, they even bring it in more.
Now, do you see now that you've seen the movie, do you see what we were talking about when me and Mark and Chris were saying, holy crap, that guy's Ray Ora? Do you see that?
Yes, totally. Yeah, there's definitely Ray.
I still don't know if Ray's seen the movie yet or not.
Have you seen Ant-Man, Ray?
Ray still has not seen Ant-Man.
Ray Ora, your brother's in there. Your brother from another mother is in there. I was stunned. Right as it ended, I was sitting next to Holly and I was like, I cannot wait to see this movie again. And I'm just watching the credits, even before the little, they have the double extra post-credit scenes, which are both amazing. It's like they knocked it out of the park. And this is a film that obviously all of us have seen go through the tribulations of Edgar Wright leaving. Edgar gets executive producer credit and also story and screenplay credit. So I'd love to see, what was there before, what was there after, just an amazing film. I didn't go in there, boy, I can't wait for this to be, disappointing or thing. I knew it was going to be fun, especially because all my friends said, oh, it's great. So I was expecting a great film. I didn't expect it to be that amazing. I was bowled over. So
now your thoughts on the box office.
Yeah, my thoughts on the box office. I'm super happy that Ant-Man made a lot of money. A lot of people I saw that Ant-Man's pretty disappointing with $58 million. I'm like, how is that disappointing? It's $58 million. It's number one. Anyway, that's a world we live in.
And they weren't expecting this to be a $90, $110 million movie. They
It's
were not expecting
Iron Man,
that.
it's Ant-Man. It's like, look, I get it, but it's a fantastic film. Go see it in the theater, especially I saw it in IMAX 3D. It's fantastic. There's a scene that's made specifically when he shrinks, and you know what I'm talking about, the super shrink.
Oh, yeah.
It will blow you away. So I please go see it in the theater. This is a movie that they made to see in the theater. So especially this one 3D sequence, it's insane. But my thoughts on the box office, Trainwreck, I'm seeing that tonight. I cannot wait. I love Amy Schumer. She's not afraid to go as far as she wants, to say whatever she wants, and it's always funny and it's on point. And Bill Hader, what can you not say about, he's one of the funniest guys around, so he deserves to be in a great comedy.
Well, Michael Pena is in Ant-Man, pleasant surprise, didn't know he had that in him. To me, Bill Hader is that in Trainwreck.
Nice.
He really is.
I cannot wait to see it. Yeah, so I haven't seen it yet, but I'm really happy that it made a lot of money because it should.